So this church has been here for quite a while, established 1720. Now it is said there's a kind of a custom or traditional belief that underneath these steps there is a Revolutionary War hero buried under these steps, but nobody knows that for sure. The common thinking is that that's not actually the case anymore. Well, it's been a while since I did a video, but hopefully you'll forgive me when you realize what I've got for you today. We are at St. George's Episcopal Church in Fredericksburg, Virginia. This place is close to 300 years old. I'll give you a quick zoom of the graveyard we're going to take a walk through. And there you go. We're going to walk down through there and take a look and see what we can see. So here we go. So we're going to go inside of here. It's my understanding that the oldest stone in the place is dated 1752. That is the earliest burial where there's a readable stone. However, it's also believed that there were people being buried in here for at least 20 years prior to that. It's just that the stones have not survived. So we're gonna see what we can find in here. I know that there are several people of famous people in here of American history, even Virginia history. So we'll take a look, see what we got in here. There's one stone right over here, right against this wall. I don't know if we can even read this. The words are here. There are words on this, but they are not readable. Not to my eye, anyway. Try to skim down through here. Maybe you can see that on video. I don't know. I've done a bunch of research on this cemetery, just basically online, and I will put links to that stuff in the notes below the video. We have some in-ground stones here. Here lies the body of Mary. I cannot read the last name. I see 17, but I can't read the rest of that date right there. I cannot read that. So this has been here for quite a while. I don't see a date at all on this one that I can read. February, there's a date right there, but it's chipped off. I can't see the rest of that. I assume it's just as old as the one right beside it, both from the 1700s here. This one, there are words there, but let's see. Cannot read that. There are many of these that are unreadable. They're chipped off so bad you can't read them. Here lies the body of William Lewis, who departed this life January the 28th, 17, and then right there it's chipped off 17, and then you can't see the rest of that. Aged 40 years. Also 1755. Looks like there's more than one burial in this, and I can't read them either. I know there's a lot of work that's been done online. You can read that. I'll put links to those things below here. Here lies the body of Catherine, the beloved wife of David Simmons, who departed this life May 14th, 1794, aged 35 years. Also, her 2 children lies interred with her. That looks like a May 1770 something. Can't read the last number. Age 66. This one is chipped off. Too bad. Can't read much of that at all. Mary Harrison. Looks like that might be a 1905 death date down there, possibly. All right, so we're going to start up here at the top, kind of work our way through the rows. Elizabeth Young died July 1806. This one's very difficult to read as well, at least to the eye. The video may pick them up better. Okay. Age 3 months, so just an infant here. This one's very readable. Sacred to the memory of George Richardson, stonecutter, who was killed by an accident May 12, 1807, age 45 years. And some old English there. Nancy, daughter of the said George Richardson and of Lucy, his wife, died May 29, 1802, age 14 months. Jesus said, "Suffer little children and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven." Very readable too. Look at that. From 1807. All right, this is the 1752 John Jones. Look at the old English there. The X's. So that's the oldest known stone in here. Catherine Tom died 1886. All right, so now this church as well. This is I'll show you the side of the church here. This church was built 1849. This is not the original building on this site. The original building burned down in the 1840s, and this is the rebuild. And it's my understanding that they actually moved some bodies and some stones in order to put this building here. As you can see, this is cut right down to the side of the building there. And all of this is property of the church here. So we'll move on down here. Now, many of these are unreadable. Some of them are as clear as day, and you can read them very, very well, even though they're extremely old. I won't read every single stone, but we'll read the ones that really jump out. So we got a little family plot here inside the fence. Move back again. We're getting into some of the older ones here. You can tell just by the style it says born 1787. Can't read a death date on it. That one is departed this life July 8th, 1822, that looks like. Oh, church bells are going off. Now look at this one right here. Look at this. In memory of John Whitfield of Whitehaven, who departed this life the 22nd of March, 1766. Looks like in the 25th year of his age. That's what it looks like, a 25 right in there. Again, this cemetery has been here a long time. Some very famous Virginia history, folks in history are buried here. Sacred to the memory of John C. Hull and Frances A., his wife. former of whom died on the 10th of April, 1841, aged 55 years, with the latter on something day of August 1841, aged 43 years. Somewhere in here is also, I believe his name is Edward McGuire, and he was the longest serving pastor or rector of this church. It's something like 45 years. Let's see, Ben Boughton, age 65, died 3rd June 1842, before the Civil War. Here lies the body of John Patterson, who died September 10th, 1814, aged 34 years. This one's very well taken care of here. Entered this life 1841 and entered into life eternal Sunday morning, September 26, 1920. Looks like it died 1844 right there. So anyway, I was talking about Edward McGuire. He was the longest serving rector of this church here. 45 years, I think, was the number, and he died in, I want to say, 1898, I think. And he was actually the pastor here when this church burned down, and he oversaw the rebuilding of it. I'm not sure which one of these stones is him. This one is completely unreadable. Can't see anything there. However, that looks like soldiers of the American Revolution, 1775. Revolutionary War soldier here. All right, we'll move down further. Here's a died 1850, James Lucas. Sacred to the memory of Frederick Pilcher, born August 1769, departed this life 13th day of April 1832. And I love the bottom line here. He lived and died an honest man. Well, I hope they can put that on my tombstone one day. That's cool. Look at this. Oh. Memory of Samuel Leonard Duffy, son of Edwin and Elizabeth Duffy, who departed this life 27 June 1803, aged, looks like 1 year, 7 months, 2 days. So just a baby, just a baby. All right, we're gonna move down the hill again. Departed this life on the 28th day of November 1800. This stone is placed over his remains in testimony of all affectionate and, can't read that word, regard, by his brother William Rose, R.W. Ball, only child of Major Cyrus and Fidelia Ball of Lancaster, died February 17, 1826, age 17 years, 5 months. Died 1832 there. Let's see. John Lee, can't read this one. Maybe we can read it through the video, I don't know. This is an above ground crypt here. Whoops. can see that there. All right, so at some point in the recent years, 2002, they were doing some excavation work around Fredericksburg, and some other bodies were brought up from the dedicated to the memory of founding citizens of colonial Fredericksburg. Here rest the remains of 5 individuals excavated during the renovation of Market Square, reinterred 2002. So they were put here at that time. Still looking for Pastor McGuire. Haven't seen him yet. This one looks like it's been repaired a few times. Probably people disrespecting and walking over it. Concrete, or it just sunk into the ground. That too is a possibility. Let's see. Move down the hill a little bit more. This is kind of a neat setup there. This one's broken. We got what used to be a stone on top of 6 pillars here, and it seems to have been broken off. There's no evidence of, can't read any writing on that at all. I wonder if the writing was all up here, but obviously that's gone. Nowhere to be found. This one, look at that. That is so rough. Once upon a time there was words there, but that has really been chewed up by time. Can't even see anything on that. Getting down to the end here. Haven't found Pastor McGuire yet. What do we have here? William Ashby, son of Vivian Margaret, died May 31st, 1815, aged something months. 1 month, 15 days, possibly. Wow. Can't read those. They may be footstones possibly for this one. And that one as well. Look at that. This is all just eaten away by time. I think we just found Pastor McGuire here. Reverend Edward McGuire, born July 26, 1793. Died October 8, 1858. Oh, I was mistaken. Not 1898, 1858. Okay. Born 1794, died March 26, 1882. Let's come down around here. A couple more down here. Deposited here are the remains of Henry Garrett, son of something, Amanda. Oh, all right down here in the middle, that's where the date was. Can't read that at all. These might be children's graves, possibly right here. All right, this last one above ground crypt here down in the corner. This is an interesting stone right here, because of who it is. I knew about this one before I came in here, but I want you to take a look at this. Here lies interred the body of Colonel John Dandridge of New Kent County, who departed this life the 31st day of August, 1756, aged 56 years. And then this plaque was placed here in 1956, 200 years later, and here we are at 2019 now. So this has been here quite a while. But what is the significance of Colonel John Dandridge? Does anybody know? Interestingly, this man was the father of Martha Washington, the first president's wife. Interesting little bit of trivia that I learned when I was doing my online research. But there you have it. This is the St. George's Episcopal Church graveyard in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Lots and lots and lots of history right here. Amazing place. Have a good evening.